All right, happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome to the daily broadcast coming to you from the Arctic Air Studios, where today in West Texas, the air was a little less hot, a little more Arctic. However, if your AC is not doing what it ought to be doing, you know what to do. You need to call the bear. Callthebear.com. All right, tonight, Tech football, Saturday night. Hopefully it's raining a little bit, a lot during the day. It can stop raining at 6 o'clock, start raining again at about 10:30. Anyhow, you got ACU in town. What do you want to see out of Texas Tech? What do you want to learn? What do you expect to know at 11 o'clock, 10:30 Saturday night that you don't know about this Texas Tech team? That's one of the questions tonight. We got a lot of other things we'll get into. It's really about your questions and comments here on the daily broadcast. Glad you were with us, whether you're with us on Twitter, X, YouTube, or Facebook. We're pleased you're hanging out tonight and hope you will share it with your friends. So let's get it going in three. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. You started the day at the website. We gave you the question for tonight. You could have sounded off on it earlier today on the website. Then we also give you the Raiderland hot links, all the cool stuff that we dig up during the day. We bring it back to you every day. Stuff you're going to miss, stuff that we like, and we love the hot links. So thanks for checking them out. And if you ever see something cool, pass it along to me at Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter. Tonight, we're brought to you by Red River, New Mexico. Our friends out there, Lifts West Hotel and Condominium, waiting for you. You got Oktoberfest, Aspencade, and this is really, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell Jeff Fagan I said this. Jeff Fagan guided fly fishing trips up there. This is when the fishing really gets great. The fall running of the river, and them trout been getting all fat, and then they got to get fat for the winter. Woo, get up there. Brought to you also, not just Lifts West, our man Billy Hurst there, which is just in the middle of town, and you guys know about that. Yesterday's Diner, one of our favorite places to eat, an amazing breakfast. But during the season open, for lunch and supper, it's a cool 50s fun style diner. The kids love it. Got a neat menu and everything else. And it's like taking a step back in time. Breakfast enchiladas, if you've never been, get that. And of course, Red River Brewing Company, right next to Lifts West. It's become already a staple in the community. 7 years in, 6 years in, 7 years in. I'll have to talk to Michael Calhoun and our friends at Calhoun Real Estate. You just need to talk to Linda Calhoun. If you're thinking about looking at buying a place in Red River, that's where you start. So tonight's broadcast brought to you basically by all of our good friends in Red River, New Mexico. So when you're taking a trip to the mountains, tell them we said hello. Also brought to you by United Supermarkets. All communications on the show brought to you by United Supermarkets at Market Street. There's a grocery store in town that supports tech, and then there's another grocery store. Western Wear brought to you by Boot City. One money saving mile outside the West Loop on 19th Street. All right, Craig, the talking box is on. So let's get it going, whether you're on Twitter or my Twitter. But last night, the Twitter people were really lazy. I want Twitter people to be more involved tonight. YouTube kind of got it going as the night went on. Facebook people, tremendous as always. So let's talk about the first game, Texas Tech and Abilene Christian. First time since, 1949. Yeah, hopefully it'll be the last time they play for as long a duration as that is. But we talked about that earlier in the week with horrible scheduling. But hold on, it's sold out. Of course it's sold out. Tech's playing football. Texas Tech fans go to Texas Tech football games. They don't worry now about who Tech is playing. They go because there's a football game. You only got 5, 6, 7 of these a year, so you go. And everybody wants to see the cool new stadium. And somebody told me that they're doing one of them cool drone shows, maybe between the third and fourth quarter or whatever, however they do that. That scares the hell out of me. I really don't know that I want to be a part of that. Tonight, I ask you, though, for you Texas Tech fans, what do you want to see out of this team Saturday night? That when the game is over, what do you want to see that Texas Tech has done on the field? What do you want to see and walk away from the stadium or watching on ESPN Plus? I think it's ESPN Plus. What do you want to see? What would impress you the most? Obviously, you want to see Tech win. I get that. But what are the aspects of this game, this team that maybe you know something about it, don't know something about it, you're looking for something, you're looking at Micah Hudson and going, is this guy really like Michael Crabtree 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever it would be at this point? Or what if Michael Crabtree was like him 2.0 and he's better? What do you want to see? Lynn off Facebook. United Supermarkets gave me free hamburger meat today. Really? Dang. I was actually there. I didn't get free hamburger meat. That would have been awesome. I got cat food, which is totally different than free hamburger meat. But, Craig talks about no injuries. Yeah, that's the first thing you want out of week 1. And week 2 and week 3 and week everything. You want to see no injuries. CJ is on Facebook. That's a legitimate social media platform and not a drug. If you told me that like 25, 30 years ago, I'd be like, oh my God, he's on Facebook. What do we got to do to get him off the Facebook? Sounds horrible. Should we involve a minister? You tell us. I want to see a blowout and no one get hurt, says CJ. What's a blowout now? What define blowout? Tell me what you guys think a blowout is. Jacob is on Twitter X showing up just now. I don't know why it's taking so long to get in. I want to see explosive, clean offense. You should probably see a lower GI doctor if you have explosive, clean offense and fast defense for 2 quarters. I get the 2 quarters deal. That after that, maybe if you're up, you start subbing in people, everything else. 70-7. 52-10 is a blowout. Alan is on Facebook. So we got our Facebook friends starting to trickle in here on a Thursday night, which, by the way, how many of you people feel like tonight is Friday? Going into the holiday weekend, that you're already checking out, you're already office spacing. If you could, you would be cleaning a delicious bass at your cubicle right now. Feels like it ought to be Friday. 70-7. I don't think you're going to get that. 40-0. Craig, 56-3. Scoring with the cheerleaders. Hold on. What? I don't think that's felt like Friday since Monday. You've got to go to the old blowouts to understand the new blowouts in college football. You get fewer possessions now. You're running more clock. You're running the football and everything. So the days of 60 and 70 are really hard to get to. If you're hanging 40 on somebody in a legit game, you're doing great. And if you're holding them below, say, 17, you're doing great. Most teams will wander into at least a field goal or 2 opportunities and maybe a touchdown. So I look at a 13. If you hold somebody under 14 points, that's like a shutout to me in modern college football. All the rules are against you defensively for the most part. But yeah, the days of running 110 plays and jacked up offense, that's just not where we are right now. So you need to throttle down some of that and go, okay, be like me growing up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and into the 90s and go, hold on, they scored 40 points? Good God, that's a lot of points. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm going to come back by, Craig. Did you get the memo about the cover sheets for the TPS reports? I'll have them send those to you again. Yeah. I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday, Craig. Yeah. Do that. David is on Facebook. Lawrence on YouTube, by the way, 38-17. Depending on how that game plays out, I think it'd be an absolute butt kicking at 38-17. Again, sometimes it's not, what the score is how you do it. David says need to be at 4 or 5 touchdowns by the half. Don't let them back in it with the subs. Yeah. I mean, your subs ought to be better than their starters significantly. If not, you have a talent problem at Texas Tech. Maybe you do. I would say if you're up about 3 to 4 touchdowns at the half, again, compressed possessions change the way the game is played and how we look at it. So if you're up like 28 to 3 at the half or 24 to even 24-7, I'd be like, okay, are you controlling the game? Are you controlling the line of scrimmage? Let's talk about what do you hope to see? What do you want to see? What do you want to take away from this game? All right, let's start with the offensive and defensive lines. You must be more physical than they are. You must control the line of scrimmage. You must reestablish the line of scrimmage offensively 3 yards downfield, defensively into the backfield. If not sacks, TFLs, and allow linebackers to make plays, not secondary players. That the defensive front is disrupting, that the linebackers, hi there, Ben Roberts, Ryan Curry, and a crew, that they're making the tackles at the point of attack. So that's the first thing you can look at in a non-conference game like this. Were you more physical than they were? If you're not Saturday night more physical than Abilene Christian and it doesn't show, take note, pay heed. It ain't good. Lawrence is one of our YouTube people. By the way, you can invite people in. Tell them we're talking football and other things. I think it'll take Morton and his new receivers and tight ends to get on the same page. Take what? Take a while, maybe a game. I don't know. Again, if you have a talent, if there's a talent discrepancy, you ought to be able to take advantage of that. Morton's not a young player. The tight ends aren't young players. Micah Hudson's the only young player. It better not take him long to get used to playing with those guys at all. David, games like this are a no-win deal, and he couldn't be more correct, by the way. You have everything to lose. If you don't crush them, everyone's going to say, oh, crap. Agreed. That's why I would much rather play legitimate teams, learn legitimate things, and if you win, hey, feels great. If you lose, you go, man, we played a legitimate team. We'll figure it out. Morton should not be sacked or touched. Oh, you will not be touched. Necessary roughness to Kathy Ireland, the offensive lineman, maybe. Yeah, I think that was the deal. Offensive line, defensive line, physical superiority. You must control it. If you don't, that's a problem for me. After that, what are we looking for? Maybe some personnel rotations, although I have a feeling you're going to play so many people that it's, and I break the season down into 3, 4-game, I guess we can't call them quadrants. What do you call them? 4 3-game segments. That you play the first 4 games, you figure some stuff out, you apply it the next 4, and the last 4 are who you are. So even as we watch the rotation of, say, the offensive linemen and where they are, defensive line, secondary, how that plays out, maybe look at the receivers and go, okay, take a little bit of that, not a lot of that. It's not going to matter that much. It's interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's interesting. But it's nothing that I think you're going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, this is what you're going to look like when November rolls around, when late October rolls around. Alan, another one of our Facebook. No, that's YouTube. Ideally, the starters for Tech play 3 quarters, look good, putting up 38 to 45 points while giving up maybe 10. Yeah, that'd be great. So beyond some of that, the next thing I look at week 1 is administrative and procedural type deals. What do we mean by that? Penalties. Don't have low IQ football penalties. Don't play low IQ football. You can be smart. You can play high IQ football from game 1 to game 12. So be smart. Look smart out there. No low IQ, no dumb penalties. Not a lot of penalties. If you're sloppy week 1, that tells me you were sloppy in August. You were sloppy in July. You were sloppy in June. That all the morning workouts and all the working with the strength and conditioning people and everything else, that they try to make it look like they're being Army Rangers, really wasn't anything. If you look sloppy and undisciplined week 1, I believe you're going to be a sloppy and undisciplined team for a while, if not all year, because that's something you can control all the time now. They allow you to work out. They allow you to do stuff. And I see the videos and I see the hype videos and everything else. So don't show me that and then show up week 1 and we come out of a dead ball TV timeout and we can't get a playoff and get a delay of game. Hi there, Cliff Kingsbury. That's procedural stuff, both on field and off field. Sideline communication. You ought to look sharp. You've had plenty of time to do this. The staff has been together for a while. The plays need to get in quick. We got radios. We got all sorts of stuff now. You need to look like you've done it before. Well, it's the first game of the season. Nope. I don't cut you any slack on that because of what they allow you to do now in the off season. Craig, play a game within the game. See if you can keep ACU on their side of the 50 for the entire game. Not going to happen. College football, the rules and everything else, to set up not to allow that to happen. You're not going to do that in college football now. You're just not. So don't take that in as a metric. Don't throw that out there and go, oh my God, they had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, guess what? That's what college football is. David Collier is the KMAC 28 sports director, Red Raider Nation. You see him on TV. You see him at the stadium. Tech has never given up more than 7 points to ACU in a game. The last time they played was guys who were coming back from the frickin' war. ACU was playing with guys that had gotten out of Japanese prisoner of war camps. They weighed 130 pounds. David, that's unfair. We don't need to be ripping helmets off any player by the head coach. Hi, Tuberville. I believe that was headsets on the coaching staff. So what do you want to see? What will make you feel good and impressed with Texas Tech come Saturday night? One thing that is impressive, it is sold out, and I'm not shocked. Texas Tech is at a point now, for the most part, where people go to see Tech play. And I think there is the allure of the new stadium and everything else that is pretty cool to see, that folks are going to want to be a part of that. We saw the uniform selection is going to be the black helmets with the red tops and the black breeches. Yeah, it's all right. I hate dark over dark jersey, dark pants. You do that when you wear this combination, you look like Sladen. You look like Sladen Tigers. Nothing against them, or maybe the Phillips Blackhawks back in the day. Nobody's going to get that reference. I can tell. Truly, I can. So the uniform combination is not going to be bad. I do like, and I can't wait to see it really under the lights, the new Adidas uniforms. I think they've got the scarlet. Remember, Texas Tech, it's not red and black. It's scarlet and black. Scarlet is a completely different color. I think they've got that tone of scarlet right. I think. The Under Armour red uniforms were too bright. They just were. And if you go back and you look over the decades, you would understand what I mean. That scarlet is a deeper, richer color. Blood red, not bright red, blood red, scarlet. You know, a lot of people don't pay attention to that. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. Centennial Champion, I believe, will be back out as the horse of choice. God bless him. Hope he has a nice run. Everything else. Need the blood red double T on the helmets. We need the real double T on the helmets. Black helmets. Dove season starting September 1st, so naturally people need something to do on Saturday night. Absolutely. Give them a little bit of something to get ready, and then people be leaving at halftime, but Tech is up, and they're headed out to the lease and going from there. What else? What am I missing tonight? I feel like I'm missing something. Who we've been talking about? Ludwig Hebert. He is, I think, in the top 10 right now. If Collier is still with us, where did he finish at East Lake today? And I was having a hard time following when they were showing it on TV. Like, okay, is this the round standing, or is this where we are in the FedEx Cup or whatever they do the funky deal where they start everybody off kind of segmented points wise, and then we go from there. I'm like, I get that, I understand it, but just tell me where we are. And I'd rather know where, frankly, Evergus Aubert is regarding the FedEx Cup standing versus the actual tournament. T14 -5. Okay. Yeah, he didn't make up much ground then. I think he was -6 or -7 at one point and must have given something back there on the back nine. So we got that to pay attention to. We got Texas Tech soccer back in action. The softball team continues to recruit and sign well, near as I can tell. Again, that's probably a David Collier deal. He is the smartest man in softball when it comes to that here in West Texas. Trust me. Where are you going to be tomorrow, Collier? Are you still out there? You're going to be on the radio tomorrow doing high school. Maybe we'll have some water in the tanks to bring the dove in. Looks like, depending on where you are, Texas Rope, hopefully we get a little rain this weekend. Give them a drink, something, anything. T14 even on the day, so 5 under 11 shots behind Scotty. Only the Louisville Police Department can stop him now. By the way, one of the officers on that bad bust got arrested last week for doing an even dumber thing, and another one I think has been fired for that deal. Friggin' Shelley, we like him. It's weird. He's a Longhorn, but we like him. UCF and Kansas play tonight. In fact, let's see if we can pull up without disrupting the entire broadcast or anything where we are in some of these games right now. We're at the half. Rutgers leading Howard. That's a university, not a man, 17-7. Central Michigan in front of, what is that, CCSU? I don't even know who the hell that is. 14-7. Bowling Green over Fordham, 27-0. Buffalo and Lafayette, 13-0 Buffalo. You've got Wake Forest and NC North Carolina A&T tied at 7. UCF is in front of New Hampshire, 13-0. I like New Hampshire because you can go there at night while you're riding the subway, and you can finish your degree and everything, and your family's going to be really excited. We got a delay at NC State and Western Carolina. We got a delay UAB and Alcorn State, and then our Kansas and our Kansas Pine Bluff, 7-0 early on. Razorbacks Toledo, 7-0 over Duquesne halfway through the first quarter, and then everything else is coming up later on tonight, including, and who's going to admit it, who's going to tell me the truth, North Dakota State and Colorado. You watching that tonight? You know, watch that tonight? I'm also, by the way, power fade Kansas this year. Huge power fade on Kansas. Call me if they do stuff. Call me. If they win big, call me. But you're still who you are. Alan, need raid by Alney, Tahoka, and Quanah this weekend. Yeah, and everywhere else. Our mesonet around our neighborhood is going on about 35 days without measurable precipitation, if I've got it right in my mind. TV football schedule, all games continuously updated. That's a cool thing to have. Thank you for putting that out there. They have no home games. Well, I mean, they're playing at a soccer stadium in Kansas City. They're playing at Arrowhead and maybe at Lawrence High School, which really, that's probably where they should play most of their games. They're going to overbuild. See, where Kansas is right now is where Rice was in the 1950s. And Rice had a really nice run in the 50s. And they built Rice Stadium, 75,000 seats. And then they went back to being Rice. Kansas, you're going to do the same thing. I think Oklahoma State loses on Saturday. Are they playing Tulsa this weekend? I can't remember who. No, they're not playing Tulsa. Who they got? I was looking at that the other day. I'll be shocked if they lose. Usually Tulsa is their one that they lose. or play close if they're going to have it. Who they got there, CJ? It doesn't update the scores, just TV schedule. That's good. Find out where you're going to go. Or you can get the Score app, which is a great app. It's called The Score, and that's the one I highly recommend for scores and TV locations and everything else. Updated constantly, and you get scores. So you can do that, but get the Score app on your phone. It's really good. Now, I wouldn't worry about Oklahoma State unless it's Tulsa, and then they stagger around for about 3/4, and then they do something. Hey, what do you think? Anything? Tomorrow, the most Texan thing you have done this week. South Dakota. Okay, I keep one North Dakota State and Colorado and then South Dakota. Nah, I'll take Oklahoma State on that one. I'll take Oklahoma State. It might be ugly, but probably not. I'll take Oklahoma State, and I'll feel pretty good about that. It won't be until they do that. Your kid comes up. Well, I'd love to meet him. Sounds like a great guy. Most Texan thing you've done this week. We're going to update that on the website in the morning. We'll have Raiderland hot links, everything else. We will have your 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary. Maybe another one tonight. Otherwise, we'll do one in the morning. And then off we're running into the weekend. Hey, Collier, tell everybody what they can watch tonight on TV and where they can hear you on the radio tomorrow doing what you do when you're not doing stuff on the TV. If you're still there. I don't know. He hadn't posted in a few minutes, so he could have left. He could have bailed out. This is the power of this show, by the way. We draw on TV people, radio people. Tons of people. I'm worried about our Twitter people, though. It's been a weird week for the Twitter people. I don't know what we're doing. Well, just share the dog out of it, particularly once we put it on the website, theraiderland.com. And it takes care of our great clients, sponsors, and everybody else, like United Supermarkets, Boot City here in the Hubbleplex. You've got in Red River, the Red River Brewing Company, which you can order their spirits online. They do have them in select places around West Texas. I think Specs has some here in town. You might want to check it out. Give them a call. And if you're looking at buying property, Calhoun Real Estate, the place to go. When you get up there, you're going to stay at Lifts West with my friend Billy. And then you're going to walk down the street. You're going to have breakfast or lunch or supper there at Yesterday's Diner. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. But when you share this, when you support this, you support the people that make it happen. That's awesome. Joey 101 interview to tease Eric Ward, Estacado Matadors, in his debut. Texas Tech soccer in action against Weber State. So that'll all be coming up tonight at 10 o'clock with David Collier, Red Raider Nation. There on the ABC affiliate in Lubbock, Texas. When you drop by, tell them we said hey. All right, we're going to get out of here tonight. You guys were fun. We will be back with you tomorrow night with a big Friday prediction show and everything else that we do around here. So check this out on the website, theraiderland.com. Share it with your friends. Come back in the morning and hammer away on the most Texan thing you have done. We'll see you tomorrow in Raiderland.